check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Thank you so much, Chris Moss Farm. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And thank you for the volume check. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, here we go. Everybody in tonight, you who are on Instagram, thank you so much for being in the house as well. Make sure you guys hit the follow button there. You guys on Twitch, hit that, smack that like button, heart buttons. If you're on podcasts, if you're on any platform, make sure you guys hit the like buttons. Welcome again to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And we're talking stocks tonight. We're talking about the stock market. It's seemingly crashing right before your eyes this Friday. That means you need to possibly buy the dip. Steph Kelly 96, I see you on Instagram. Thank you so much for being in the house. Once again, I'm going to have to go over a few things. If you want high rate of returns, what do I mean by that? If I tell you today 35%, if I tell you today 50%, you're going to look at me like it's crazy, but I'm just going to tell you, go to yieldmaxetfs.com. What do? They do not buy the stocks. You'll see Tesla, TSLY. You'll see NVIDIA, NVDY. You'll see Amazon, AMZY. You'll see all of those, and you'll see something like 50% distribution. The reason why you see that is they're not investing in the stock. They're investing in the stock options, and the fees from the puts and the calls is what they give back to you as dividends. So when those stocks go down like they did today, there's a lot of puts and calls, transactions being made. So the Magnificent Seven, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, that's part of the Magnificent Seven, APLY, for instance, then that gives a high generation of profits from option income trading. That's how they make their money. It's not based on the stock value, just so you know. All right? So that's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. And go over there, yieldmaxetfs.com. Go check it out. And you know what's pretty funny is on Wednesday, you know what I said on Wednesday was Yieldmax ETFs actually has shorts where you can short some of these Magnificent Sevens. And look what happened today. It was a perfect time to discuss that on Wednesday night, wasn't it not? Beautiful timing. And oh, by the way, some of you, congratulations on getting paid dividends every week with the Yieldmax family, YMAG and YMAX. They pay every Friday. That's right, dividends every Friday that you can reinvest every Friday. So we got paid today. Congratulations on all of you. And there's some other ones too. WDTE is a different family of stocks. That's right. You always bring your pen, pad, and paper when you're here because we give out information that you need to double check, triple check, and see if it's going to work for you. WD as in David, T as in Tom, E. That's another one. Go check out some other things. FEPI, FEPI. Go see what that looks like as well. My favorites, always, Real Estate Investment Trust. I like those regardless of the market because people have to always live somewhere, so they're always going to have renters. And they can always borrow at lower rates than anybody else because they can go directly from the feds. So again, they have an advantage that you will never have at interest-only payments. You're never going to have that. So they're doing pretty good right now, somewhere between 10 to 17 to 18%. Who am I talking about? Go check out, I don't know, ORC, 2 TWO. How does that sound? ARR. These are all stock symbols, ladies and gentlemen, Real Estate Investment Trust. I know I don't have a pen, pad, and paper, but we've been talking about this for years. And not only have we gotten stock appreciation, we've also been collecting 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18% return because they give dividends every month. Just some of those that I mentioned. If you want to do low risk, then just go see JEPI, JEPI, JEPQ. That's actually with, you know who, JP Morgan. That's their ETFs. They give around 8.5 to 9% right now. If you want even an energy company, ET, around 7.5% based on their dividend. Purchase price today Go check them out. So hopefully that helps you out. D. Reyes, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Thank you so much for being in the house. And I believe the tagline that you're reading tonight, good night, SSN Nation. D. Reyes, good night to you. But thank you so much for checking in. If you're already leaving, I'm sorry I'm late, you guys, tonight. Stell Mary 77, I see you on Instagram. Stephen Anthony Hodden Jr., I see you on Instagram as well. Make sure you guys go over to Instagram and hit that follow button on Stop Struggling Now. That'd be greatly appreciated. All right. So I was real late tonight because I made a road trip. I came down to Florida, like I said, Florida. All right. So I want to show you guys. The first school that I went to in college was this school right here. Right here. I'll show you the picture. Here it is. This is the first school I went to. You guys see this? Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na. So you guys know what this is, right? You guys know what this is. It's Gators. I'm in Gatorland, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first college that I went to. So, it's an awesome school. Had a lot of fun. So, just so you guys know. So on the road trip, I decided to stop over there because I haven't been over there in like 20, 30 years. Something like that. So I'm like, okay, let me go over, since I'm driving right by, let me go over and check out what's been happening. And I'm like, oh my God, these guys have went ballistic. Man, oh man, it's looking like Harvard of the South over there. But just wanted to say that, get that out the way, because the basketball program is doing excellent this year. And it's pretty awesome to see. It's about damn time. All right. Now, what else is going on out here in these crazy streets? More asset buying. What not to buy should probably be the word of the day. I don't think it's a good idea to be buying homes. It's that simple. Don't be crazy out here. Homes are liabilities. In case you're new here, I am not an aficionado on homes. I am not a believer in homes. That ship has sailed as far as owning a home. Why do I say that? Because you are the customer. Who are you a customer of? Well, you're a customer of the city, state, county. You're a customer of insurance companies, or lack thereof of being a customer. And that means you never know how much you're going to be paying for that house every year. Surprise is what's happening every year. Here's an example. Everybody knows the insurance numbers. Everybody knows their property tax numbers. Those property tax numbers and insurance numbers most surely will go up next year. You just don't know how much they will go up. And some people around the country are going to have shockers when they get renewal notices, especially those now in California. Those who are with those insurance companies that have to pay out or not pay out those fire insurance policies. Lawsuits for the ones they don't pay out. Guess who's going to have to cover that with their premium? All of the remaining policyholders. Who's going to be paying the property taxes when there's no homes? You really expect people to pay for their $1 million house $16,000, $17,000 annually for their insurance or for their property taxes when their house isn't there? Lawsuit city. So, just saying, be prepared for costs to rise. And this won't be the only thing. When the hurricane season comes later on this year, there's going to be some devastation in the United States once again. So what are you going to do? More people are going to have to worry about having their asset or liability, in this case, a house, insured. All right? So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We started off with the bang tonight. And thanks to Shine Moss Farm, everything I started off this live stream with was silent. What a damn shame. I was going off. I was saying, welcome to the SSN Nation. I was saying, I'm your host. Let's get to it. But oh well. Thank you so much for being here. And also, write it down, YieldMax ETFs. Now, we also like other type of ETFs. I talk about VOO. We talk about VTI. We talk about VGT. Those are all Vanguard groups, just for starters. Oh, by the way, Real Estate Investment Trust, MFA. I forgot about MFA. AGNC. A few more. PSEC. P as in Paul, S as in Sam, E as in Eric, C as in Charles. Go check that out. That's pretty good too, right? That's awesome, I hope. Go do your own due diligence and study. That's what you should be doing right now. You need to figure out a way to get on the asset train. We have figured out another way to get on the asset train. If you're in the United States or you're in EU zone or you're in Asia, you're in Hawaii, which is a state of the USA. But the point is, you have to start figuring out where can you get some sort of money while you're sleeping from outside of the USA market. Or if you're watching from another country, outside of your country. You always need to think about global economy. Just because a couple of areas are doing badly does not mean there aren't a couple of other areas that are doing great. So you have to figure out where you want to put your investment dollars outside the USA. I highly recommend it. You have 2 years to figure out where you're going to be getting assets from that's going to pay you. Because 80 to 85% of the population will be living paycheck to paycheck. It's already written. Again, I started this off. The mere fact that the federal government has to print money puts more money in the system, which decreases the value of your currency, in this case, the US dollar. It's out of thin air. And then you have debt attached to it that you have to pay back at an alarming rate. Now $1 trillion a year just to pay interest only on the existing debt. $1 trillion, ladies and gentlemen. We all need a duffel bag of cash. How about one duffel bag of cash that has $1 billion in it? Just to give you an idea how much $1 trillion is, it's 1,000 billion-dollar duffel bags of cash. That's right. $1,000 billion worth of duffel bags of cash is $1 trillion. But how about this? $1 million in duffel bags of cash is 1 billion. So when a billionaire says, I'm donating $40 million, he still has 960 million dollar duffel bags of cash left. So you're thinking that's a lot of money, but to him, it's like you having $1,000 and then you going, here's $44. And then somebody acting like it's 44 million. That's what it is. It's like, that would be insane, right? For you to sit there and go, oh, my $44 is 44 million and I still have 960 million left. As you can see, a donation of 2 million, 3 million, 5 million is like you doing something like $50. You see my point, I hope. So therefore, you have to get in the game. What's the game? The game is you have to hold assets that you can either A, resell at a higher price, B, derive revenue from, C, borrow against to go buy another asset that pays you. That's the bottom line. All right, let's see what we got. We got Tech2 GOAT. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Financial Friday night live stream. And he says, agreed, assets, crypto and silver are the way. He said something that I haven't said yet. Crypto, Ethereum, Bitcoin. I know the altcoins can go crazy, but I've been talking about this for a year and a half here, that I suggest just stay with Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're going to go up. Silver. I love right now to position yourself into gold and silver, but I don't count gold and silver as a true asset because it does not pay me money while I'm sleeping. In this case, though, because the rest of the world is buying gold and silver, you need to buy a little bit of gold, silver, platinum, precious metals as well. That is going to be an asset down the line when currencies break. They are all undervalued on purpose, because if you're using your money to buy gold and silver and crypto instead of buying things that have no value, those things do have value, and the guys that have the money don't want you holding gold, silver, and cryptos because they can't really control those. You hold them in your wallets, right? So when they go up, you get to sell them and they can't manipulate it. Well, I shouldn't say can't, they do, because we can always print up paper, gold dollar, silver dollar, right? I'm talking about paper, and they sell that as gold and silver when it's not. It's just fake. It's not any, just like a piece of paper I'm holding up. If you believe it's worth, if I wrote 1 million on there and somebody paid me 1 million, and everybody believed that that piece of paper is 1 million, and they can keep buying it and selling it at whatever price point, that is literally what money is. You just believe it's worth $100 when the $100 bill says that. And it actually buys something, so they trick you into believing, oh, that thing's worth 100, okay, I'm gonna buy it. But think of it this way. If you had oil and somebody comes to you and says, you know what, you have so much oil over there, I'm gonna give you $20 billion. You're going to sit there, if you're holding all the oil and somebody opens up a briefcase and says, this is worth $20 billion and it's paper. You should be thinking, why am I giving you oil that is real and you're giving me some fake green paper? You gave me nothing. That's nothing. But people don't look at it that way because you guys are used to using it as a currency. But when you start thinking about it, what's more valuable, the oil or the paper? You just took the paper in exchange for it. Now the paper is worth less next week, next month, because they're devaluing the currency. The oil is worth more because now the oil is going to cost more because it's going to cost you more of that fake paper to buy the oil, because you increase the value through devaluation. So you guys have to understand this. And unfortunately in America, people don't understand that because they're out here buying credit cards and have the all-time record high credit card amounts in history. And then you guys did the unthinkable. After 5+ years, I've been teaching you guys, and I'm not saying you guys here, but some new people are going to watch this, and you guys do not disappoint this year either. On Thanksgiving Day, when you should be celebrating with family and friends and eating and drinking and being merry, can you believe there were people online purchasing some sale items and they broke the online record Thanksgiving Day for ordering liabilities? And 70 to 78% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck, they tell me. But now you're breaking records on Thanksgiving Day. And so then what happens? Black Friday shows up. The next day, all-time record high for Black Friday purchases. And here I thought people were broke. But oh no. And then Cyber Monday comes. And you know what happens again, the same old song. People are out here buying liabilities and another all-time record. And then you're thinking, okay, everybody shot their wad during the Thanksgiving and all that. I was wrong. Christmas shows up. Another all-time record high on spending and buying liabilities for Christmas. And you guys are sitting out here going, I can't do any investing for myself because it's not sexy. I don't get to walk in with the bow wrapped around it. I don't get to park a car in the driveway with the bow wrapped around it. All I'm doing is putting something into a machine with my brokerage account, and I can't flash. This is 2025, ladies and gentlemen. It's tick tock, tick tock. You got 2 years. After 2 years, you're on your own. I'm going to be retired. I'm not going to be hanging out here trying to get you guys to invest and go study and understand what's going on and give you guys little breadcrumbs, direct crumbs. I'm not going to sit there and keep leading you to the water. You guys, I'm just going to sit there and say, I told you so 7 years ago to go get some property offshore. I told you so, invest in dividend stocks. I told you to get some gold, silver, and precious metals, and I told you to get a little bit of crypto. That's all I'm going to say. Anything else is a mirage. Now, I'm sitting here at a friend of mine's house. He actually has his house. Everybody wants a house until you have to pay for it and you can't afford it because you don't understand how much homes cost. Once you understand how much homes cost, then you start thinking, well, wait a minute, what am I doing here? Because you are spending the same amount of money that you think that you're getting from appreciation in insurance and interest and everything and maintenance and upkeep you guys just forget about. Think about this. So therefore you have to turn things into assets sometimes. And then sometimes you have to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to be like Elon Musk. What do I mean by that? Elon Musk used some of his stocks. He borrowed against his stocks to buy Twitter. So now your houses are going up in value and you should be going, hey, you know what? My house gives me nothing because I live in there, but wait a minute, I can actually take out 100,000. Maybe I should invest that 100,000 conservatively so I have money coming in every month to pay off that loan plus help me pay for my house. So what are we talking about here? If we were able to just get $100,000 and I'm going to have to pay my HELOC or whatever, 2-3 points or whatever. Okay, well then I say, well then just be conservative. You just go, okay, just make sure I get like 10% on my money. Just do JEPI, JEPQ. You can figure out some other things as well. That gives you about $9,000 on that. That's $800 per month roughly. And you're still liquid with the actual original amount. So that's better than having nothing coming in at least. Or we have to go to biz, buy, sell. Go find a business that's making money that the owner is like, I'm tired. It's hard out here for me. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'll let you take over payments and just send me money. I know that's hard to believe, but it's there, bizbuysell.com. There's all kind of businesses there that you can actually start with no money because the owner is tired of working, because most mom and pop businesses, the owners have to be there all the time. Got to watch the money. Got to watch the workers. So that's why sometimes you have to go be there and handle business. Nothing wrong with that. But you know what? There's always some time, if you look hard enough, you'll find the one that says, hey, I am now 75 years old. I have an employees in place that's worked there for 10 years. They make X amount of $34,000, $40,000 a year. The evaluation of this, the expenses are based on my employees' wages. And I would come into the office 2 or 3, 4 times a week. But you can take over my business. And I want like half of the profit. And that's how you're going to pay me back. But you now are going to be working the business. That's even on Biz Buy Sell. That sounds crazy, I know, but it's there. It happens. Go look for yourself. The startup situations, 9 out of 10 businesses from a startup standpoint fail, especially after 2 years. It's even the 9 out of 10 2 years fail. That's why you should concentrate on getting yourself into a business that makes profit. So that way, you know, month 1, week 1, you're in the profit business. That alleviates high risk. It's still risk because it's business. When you're in business, people are trying to eat your lunch. They're trying to chop you up. They're trying to beat you. They're trying to get your customers. So it's always harder over the long run. So you always have to pay attention to how you can improve and make your business better. And they're trying to figure out how they can get your customers if you're one of the top dogs. So, but You always want to buy a business that's making money. You don't want to do what Elon Musk did with Twitter. You don't want to go into something that's not making money. You don't want to be Tesla not making money. You don't want to do none of that stuff. You are not a billionaire. You don't get to use stocks as an asset. So therefore, if I have a stock as an asset, then I really don't care how much the business is making as long as my stock value is worth a certain number. That's his modus operandi. But you're not him. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching me. So anyhow, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. You got 2 years. That's it. Get everything in order, reduce your debt. And by the way, if you need help reducing your debt, I got something for you. Tracy at resolvefinance.com. That's right. That's an email address. TRACY at resolvefinance.com. Yeah, you're going to have to go through some pain, but just think about this. What if somebody could reduce your debt by 30, 40, 50% in 2 years? Yes, your credit's going to be messed up for those 2 years, but if your credit's already messed up, you can't borrow anyhow. But in 2 years, your debt is gone, and now you can have good credit because you now are able to get loan and credit cards, but it's going to take 2 years. Tracy at resolvefinance.com. Let her know SSN Nation sent you. Eric, she knows who I am. She loves helping people. Go over there and get your finance in order today. Tracy at resolvefinance.com. It's that simple. Just email her, just say, hey, and then she'll do her magic. She lives for this. Just like I live for helping people, that's what she does. She lives for trying to get people's debt paid down, paid off, so they can renew their credit in a fast and quick manner. And by the way, yes, there is a video where she's on, so you can actually check out debt resolution. I think if you search the channel, I think you'll find it under debt resolution, or you might even find it under Tracy, or find it under credit help or something of that nature. But again, that's what you need to consider. Getting your debt down is mandatory, because what's about to happen right now is who knows what. Chaos. If we have tariffs, countries are going to have tariffs against us. If we start talking military, other countries are going to start talking military. There's going to be chaos. That chaos is not good for the markets. It's not good for supply chains. And it damn sure is not good for the American businesses. So we don't know what's going to happen, but the way people are talking, it's not looking good. And you may not even have 2 years to get things in order. You may have something like 1 year. But all I'm saying is start today. Don't delay any longer. All right? Here's what I'm going to do, because since I started late today, that means there is nothing down below in the description box. So if you haven't gotten your free shares of stock from Robinhood or Webull yet, let me help you out. Go get those first before you start messing around. Let me see. Let me pull something up here. I'm going to put it in the chat room for you guys. All right. Let's go. We'll go a couple of places here. I'm going to go over to Instagram. We'll go over on the Twitch. We'll go on YouTube. Go to Facebook. Go to a few places. Oh, that's not good. Oh, wait, there's something I like here. Let's see, Robinhood. There we go. A Wealthfront. There's another place also that you guys should check out. Here we go. There's something for you. Get some free shares from Robinhood and Webull just by signing up. And then after that, if you deposit money in Webull, if you choose Webull, then they're going to give you some more free shares of stock. So hopefully that helps you out there. Yeah, looks like it might have went on a few things. Some of those might be skewed. All right. So now let's get into it. By the way, you guys, real estate investing. Again, from what I can tell, I don't think it's a very good, smart idea right now if you're trying to buy a home when we're talking about almost 7% mortgage rates. That's absurd. The average home price is 440,000, 430,000, whatever is the report in that area. So if that's the average price, that means you're going to be paying over $2,800 per month for that home. That's almost $3,000. If you have insurance, and depending on what state you live in, it's going to rise, but you just don't know what it is. So it could be $7,000 a year. It could be $3,000 a year. It all depends on what county and state you're in. Some people are paying $9,000. Some people are paying $10,000. It all depends. You don't know. You're going to have to find that out before you buy your house, because if you find out $2,800 is your payment, then you find out, oh my, it's $1,000, not $700 a month. Now you're at $35,000. We haven't even got to anything else yet. We haven't even gotten to the property taxes yet. If your property taxes are 1.5%, then you're going to be paying like $5,000. So that's another $500. Next thing you know, you're at 4,000 G's. Just like that. So that's the hidden cost that they don't talk about, part of it. And in case you don't know and you missed my last Monday live stream, hidden cost on average is $18,800 per year for homeowners. That's on top of the mortgage. That's over about $1,400, $1,500 per month. So that's about where this goes. So again, I'll say this, you guys are going to still be doing the same old stuff. You'll be out here buying a house. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you're going to do that, 28% is where the pocket, 28, 29, 30% debt to income ratio. All right? We want you guys to win. We don't want them to take your house back, because they will. They don't care about giving you a 35% or even a 40% debt to income ratio. They'll say, thank you very much. We'll give you a loan. We'll take a couple points too, to add insult to injury. Because they know people in that debt to income ratio default the highest. So not only will they'll love taking the house back, they'll get the appreciation, they'll resell it, get a higher price, and they got all your money that you had to pay out. And now you're jacked because your credit's messed up. So this is the game that you guys have to understand. So you have to sometimes say, hey, I can't do it unless I get this under 30%. That's it. That's the safe zone, just so you guys know. Because if the housing market all of a sudden starts booming, I want you guys to remember some things. I just don't want you to go out there and be like, oh, the home prices are going up to $550,000. I'm going to buy it. Because they reduced the interest rate. And they're going to give me a 35% or 38% debt to income ratio. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to forget about your 20, 25% tax obligation as well. Come on. That's right. It's real here. We do this. We do this. That's why you have to understand, this is not all glory. We got to do this. I keep telling you guys, we all had homes. We've all had certain things. And the one thing that I always did not like when I owned my houses in California was, yeah, I have a nice house. But then when the guy told me, Eric, your tax for the year is $12,500. I was like, did you just say $12,500 for my house? I was like, this is insane. And that is the crux of the problem. $1,000 per month for taxes. And you think you own something is the problem. So once you start changing your mind, you start going, okay, I'm not going to buy liabilities. I'll buy assets that pay me, which will pay off the liabilities. That's the goal from now on. You can't go with the liability program anymore. In 2 years, 80 to 85% of the population will live paycheck to paycheck. I'm going to keep saying this 2 or 3 times during the live stream because you guys don't understand the ramification. The top 10% of the wealthiest own 93% of the stock market. The top 10% of the wealthiest own 70% of the wealth in the United States. Top 10%. If there's 350 million people in America, that's 35 million people own 70% of the population. 315 million people only own 30% of the wealth. Now you understand why there's going to be a problem. If 80% of the people are living paycheck to paycheck, or 85% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. That means 15% of the population will own somewhere between 50 to 75% of the wealth. And that leaves the other, man, that's going to be bad. The other less than 50 to 70 million people, that's going to be hurt. Because there's no wealth to share and go around. That means you're going to have a harder time to get the wealth. So keep that all in mind, all right? I don't want to be on here too long, but since I came in late, but I want you guys to please smash the like button. Please share the video, because this hopefully is going to be a wake-up call for early 2025. You guys have to get in the game, and you're going to have to get in the game at a quicker pace. You can't sit there and just go, yes, I'm going to use $25, $30, $40, $50. That's helpful every week. That would be great. $200 per month, that would be a great way to start. But if you can put more than that into an investment that gives you money back, I highly suggest you get started. The stock market could crash. This is true. So sometimes you can't always be in the stock market. That's why you have to diversify and figure out other ways to get income, even if it's starting your own business, even if it's dancing and singing on TikTok or social media. I don't know, but you're going to have to figure out something. That's all I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty dire out here, all right? You just don't know it yet. You guys know how this works. All right, let me see what else we have going on here tonight, because, of course, we have to talk about SS and Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. That's right. Dominican Republic Real Estate Investors Forum, offshore, ladies and gentlemen. Another country. It's deeded. And you still have a few opportunities left for no credit check, no qualifying, no barrier to entry real estate investing. You put money down now, let's call it 10%. Then over the course of the next 3 years, you make monthly payments. And then at the end of that time, you're going to have to pay 50%, whether it's cash or whether you go get a loan. So that's not a bad gig. But what do we do on the Investors Forum in Punta Cana on May 13th, 14th, and 15th? We go see attorneys. So if you have questions, you talk to two of the best attorneys on the whole island. That's right. That's where we go, ladies and gentlemen. May 13th. May 14th, we go check out some real estate properties. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. We go see some project. They give us some material to look at. So you're under no obligation to buy anything or do anything, but at least we take you so you understand what you're looking at. So in the future, if you want to buy something, you'll know from whoever you want to buy it from. You'll know what to look for and what you like, because some of these places have comfort tour where you don't have to pay tax for 15 years. Some places don't. Some places want to be condo hotels. Some places don't. Condo hotels, just so you guys know, search my channel, and I'll just say it right here. I don't like condo hotels. They're garbage. And I'm going to tell you why. It's very simple. If I get 3% return on my money, why am I paying for something? Why don't you just go down and buy a treasury bond for 4% or 4.3% or 4.2%? Why are you even wasting time if all you want is 3 or 4% on your money? That doesn't make much sense. You're going to wait 2 or 3 years, pay somebody 10% down, then pay 30% during the 2 years or 3 years they're building it. Why? Why don't you just you're going to end up 3% with condo hotels, or 4%, or single digits is what I'm trying to say. And because condo hotels are by management, that means you have no say in reality. You supposedly own it, quote unquote, but because the management is a hotel entity, you don't get to live there. You don't own nothing. You can opt out of the rental pool, but that means you have to live there. So why are you going to live in a condo hotel? I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. So again, that means if you don't live there, you make zero income because you can't be in the rental pool. when you leave. So you have to sign up in the rental pool. Then they're going to say, I'm sorry, you can only stay here 7 days during high season or 10 days during high season. And low season, you can stay anywhere from 15 to 30 days, depending on what the group is. But under no circumstance do you get to control the outcome of, hey, you know what? I'm in the rental pool and hey, I'm going to come and stay in my unit. That's not going to be a thing. You're in the rental pool now. And some people forget when you're in the condo hotel rental pool, it's a pool. So if the condo hotel is doing 70% occupancy rate, guess what? All of the profits aren't just shared with 70% that was occupied, it's shared with the full 100%. So the other 30% is taken from the profits. So everybody's income is reduced. And that's also why there's single digits when there's rental pools. And also, I will caution you, in America, if you have a condo hotel, they don't look at it as like real estate because why? It's not your primary residence. So they make you buy it as a commercial property, and that's why it's hard to sell those. And also why they don't appreciate like other condos would. So you see, you have to understand what you're buying. And I'm against it. But if you want to join that party, hey, at least you know all the pros. Well, actually, I didn't give you any pros. I gave you all the cons. The pros, I don't even know what the pros are, quite frankly. I'm sure that the groups will give you some pros, but actually it's not. We all base it on investment. Why am I going to get single digits or negative? If you get a loan with a condo hotel, you're going to have a negative because your loan is going to be higher than the 3 or 4% or 6% that you're going to get, especially in the DR, because I got news for you. If you try to get a loan in the DR, you're going to be paying 10% minimum interest. Just to give you an idea, you owe $50,000. You go get a loan for 50 grand, you're going to be paying damn near $5,000 per month. I mean, $500 per month. So that in itself is a problem. You're going to have an HOA, so that's $700 or $750 a month. And you haven't even woke up yet. And condo hotels only give you basically payouts of 50%. Actually, I could say that about a lot of different investments because it ends up, but condo hotels are around 50% payouts. So here's the thing that you have to think about. If I'm downtown, Los Corrales, El Cordacito, and I'm staying at Secret Garden, or I own at Secret Garden and I'm in the condo hotel property with them. And in that area, rental rates are $120 for a 1-bedroom, let's say. Guess what? In order for you to get 50%, they have to charge twice as much. That means it's going to be above the normal rate. So what do you think the occupancy rate's going to be? You really think it's going to be 60, 70, 80% or something? I find that hard to believe. And by the way, I'll be busting out a video here shortly. And speaking of occupancy rates in DR, it's been a fallacy that some of these brokers and realtors and developers talk about 83% occupancy rate for hotels during the year. It's not true. That it's lower than that. It's in the 70 percentile range. Not 83, not 90, not 95%. So if they're getting 70 some percent, or I'll even say 77% occupancy, what do you think condo hotels are getting? You think they're getting 77%? Yeah, they're not. So now you have to start questioning, what if it's 50% occupancy? And you can start running the numbers. And you'll see for yourself, you'll be like, damn, I'm only going to get like 6% or 4% or 2%. Is it really worth it? So this is why you have to stick to certain things right now that you know you're going to be able to get money back from. If you want to get a condo or a villa or a townhome, you always have to run the numbers. And that's why you go to Airbnb Ticks. Airbnb Ticks. That's for Airbnb statistics. And in our case, You go look, you're going to see something fascinating. In the Punta Cana area, which includes Verón, Cap Cana, and Macau and all that, they're in La Altagracia. La Altagracia province is pretty interesting. The reason why it's interesting is in the overall province, occupancy rate is 41%. You heard me, 41% for every inventory item. And by the way, there's 5,000 units just in the La Altagracia province. So, and the occupancy rate for all of the province is 41%. So now you want to know, well, Eric, I want to know which one gets the highest rate. Well, here it is. Los Corrales, El Cordecido. If you have a studio, it gets roughly 71% occupancy rate. If you have a one bedroom, it gets 68% occupancy rate. So if they're getting 71% and getting 68%, and your average in the whole region is 41%, then that means somebody else has to be going on the opposite side of that, being 30, getting 10%, getting 15%, getting 5%. That's what that means. And some have to be getting 30%. Some have to be getting 50%. So now that you know the numbers, where are you going to buy? And now you have to figure out, I'm going to buy at a certain price point based on the amenities, based on where it's located, based on what's up and coming over the next few years. But it's clear that nobody gets the same occupancy rates that hotels get. All right, just keep that in mind. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit what's going on. Now, stock's still going crazy. Let me know what you guys think. Is there some investments you're thinking about? Come on. You guys can join in the party. Let me hear what you guys are investing in. I want to hear about it. You know, we got to help other people. I don't know everything. And that's one of the things. You always got to be willing to learn. Nobody knows everything. So if you guys have something to share, we can start talking about it. You know what we do. This is live. You guys can always hit me up on support@stopstrugglingnow.com, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. Or you can make comments down below in any of the platforms. I check them all personally. We don't have bots. We don't have anything else. So you guys can go check those out. I always answer 100% of all questions, all comments. I always answer. All right. So myself. So I just want you guys to know, if you need help, reach out. Don't be shy. Oh, and by the way, I don't have courses. I don't have courses, all right? Oh, and speaking of the only course type of thing we have, which isn't a course, when you come to Punta Cana, it's $199. That's how much it costs. That's the one thing you pay for. It doesn't include your airfare, doesn't include your hotel. It's just basically we got to have transportation to get you guys around, you know, have a little eat, drink, be merry. And we're going to go see a few things. We go into the bankers, so that way you guys understand how the loans work and what they are. So we set you up with information so you'll be successful if you decide to invest on the island of Dominican Republic. And you'll have the attorneys and you'll have the bankers on lock. So that way you don't have to go through some other, I know a guy that knows a guy kind of thing. You know who you're banking with. So that's how we help you. And then you can get any attorney you want. If you decide to do anything, you can invest in anything, that whatever you want, but at least you know what to look for and what to expect. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. Let me know what you guys are thinking out here, because I'm going to wrap this up. I had a long drive today. Long drive. And I am a bit tired. So we're not going to go as long as usual. But let me know. Post-retirement travel. Hello, all. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And post-retirement travel has retired. He's going to be Mr. Worldwide. He's going to Buenos Aires, Lima, Peru. Missing one now. some other place in South America. Then he says, I'm going to Asia. Then he says, I'm going to the EU. He just retired, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? He bought real estate. He bought stocks. He invested in his 401k. And now he's going to be Mr. Worldwide, and he does stock options trading, and he has dividends coming in from YieldMax ETF. Damn. Talk about he can go any place, anytime, anywhere, because he's always going to have money coming in. That's what we want from you, ladies and gentlemen. Post-retirement travel. He breaks it down. Hello, Eric. Hello. I love your frame. Thank you very much, man. Your video and sound is smooth. I was in downtown Tampa celebrating my daughter's birthday. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciated. I just found out I'm on my friend's Wi-Fi down here in, hey, is this South Florida? What is this considered?
South Florida.
Oh, okay. He said South Florida. I never knew what it was considered. It's almost like South Florida. We're close enough. It's South Florida. All right. So down here in South Florida, at my friend's house, kind enough, gracious enough to have us here tonight. And I'm trying to talk him into something that I can't tell you guys about just yet. You guys know how I spring things on you. Oh, by the way, this young man here, he actually did the unthinkable. You guys remember when did we go to the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl 50.
Yeah. When was that? What number are they on now? 57? 58?
I don't even know, bro.
Yeah, I don't know either. So it was either 5, 6, or 7 years ago. And here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen, just what I told you guys. So actually, I think at the
9, so it was 9 years ago.
9 years ago. Wow, time flies. So I can't even remember. We met at
I was buying the
he was
dough mixer off you.
yeah, the dough mixer. That's right. He's got the dough mixer. He had this pizza shack.
Yeah.
And so we were just talking, and he was a cool person. His family, wife was cool. So we just kind of got together. But here's the funniest thing. So we're talking, and I say, hey, man, you guys, we're going to the Super Bowl. And it's like, I don't even remember. It's like 3 or 4 weeks before Super Bowl, something like that. And so I said, yeah, man, come on down. We're going to go to some parties out there. We're not going to go to the game. We're going to the parties. He's like, nah, no, this ain't happening. Nobody's going to do all that. So he's not a believer. So then I said, okay, I'll tell you what, man. We're going to stay at San Francisco, and I'm going to have the tickets. The same thing that you guys heard in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and you guys didn't show up. I said, come down and I'll have some tickets for you. No cost, just show up. You know what this man did? He says, I'll take a leap of faith. He says, really? Nah, okay, all right, man. I'm going to take off work. I'm like, oh, damn. He's taking off work. He's like, last minute, I'm taking off work. I'm coming. He's like, San Francisco, you sure? I'm like, I'm sure, man. So now we get to SF. He shows up with his wife, and he's like, oh, it's going down. We're at Fisherman's Wharf. we can see the bay, Alcatraz from our rooftop deck. He's like, oh, and then Playboy party comes. I don't know if you went to did you go to the Playboy party? It was the one with the tent.
I don't know if we went to the Maxim party, it might have been.
Yeah. He went to the Playboy party. That's right. He's at the Playboy party. We get in the joint, whatever's happening. But we had several people with us, right? We had my nephew was there. Oh, yeah, my daughter was there. I mean, it was like crazy. Yeah, we didn't have people like you guys watching right now. We had people that was like, oh, bet, we coming. My nephew brought some friends. My daughters brought some friends. These guys said, oh, we coming. I was like put on the spot. They're like, hold on, where are you getting 10 tickets from for these parties? What's happening here? What's going on? So now we go to the Playboy, but Playboy party wasn't much. It was their newfangled pop-up tent BS stuff. Then we go to Maxim. So at Maxim, I think it was Maxim. Yeah, it was Maxim. Lil Wayne performed at Maxim. Exactly. He's telling me right now. I can't even remember. Lil Wayne performs. Will I Am. Will I Am was there. And backstage, which these guys didn't even go backstage. My daughter calls me and says, Dad, I'm backstage. Justin Bieber's back here. Lil Wayne wants me to go on stage with him. I'm like, well, go on stage. We all have the tickets. I can come back there, but I'm not hanging out with the little kids. She's like laughing. I'm like, nah, I'm not going back there. So all them guys are having fun. So again, next time we go, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to want to, I can't say nothing about this year. All right, we're going to go to the next year one. So you guys make sure if you come, all you have to do is come. I got the tickets, but of course you're going to have to get your hotel yourself and your airfare and all that. But we'll probably be going to the Maxim for sure because I like Maxim. They do kind of cool. Sports Illustrated, they're kind of cool too. So you guys know how we do it, so we'll be going there. How much are the tickets? Well, you guys go look online and you can go look for yourself. But you don't have to pay anything. Just show up. I got you. All right? Next year. Not this year. Next year. All right. We're going to get back in the flow because I'm trying to talk him into possibly going to something again. And you guys, I can't talk about it right now because it's not in stone yet because I don't have it set up yet, but we'll go. I got to make sure everything can go down. And then I'll invite some of you still. All right. Post-retirement travel. Say happy birthday to your daughter, man. All right. I'm not even going to say how old is she unless you want to say. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for tuning in once again. And also, we were talking about that stocks going crazy, down, down, down. And I know what you said, post-retirement travel. I'll just say it for you. Buy the dip. That's what he's going to say, ladies and gentlemen. Buy the dip. Always buy the dip. That's what he's going to say. Just keep investing normally, your steady pace. What is that? I'll use his other favorite one. A cup of coffee a day is what you can invest in. Instead of buying the cup of coffee that most people buy every day, why don't you invest it in some stock? Preferably now dividend stock. So you know you're having money coming back every month, every quarter, or in the case of YMAX and YMAG, every week. All right, so that is pretty cool. So thanks. All right, let's go. Speaking of that, I'll just show you guys a little SSN lifestyle myself because you couldn't see the video, but I'm going to play this one video that I have to keep playing because I have to pull down my other videos, the SSN lifestyle videos, into EV Mux, which I don't have. But here's the one, the Playboy party that he was not at, but I was. The one not at the Super Bowl party, but at the actual mansion over in Beverly Hills with Hugh Hefner on site. Yeah, you heard me. And that's when he had the girls next door. I think that was Holly. The three girls. Yeah, the three girls. Two of them came out. Hefner and the two of them came out and they were out there talking. And you know who they were talking to, ladies and gentlemen. Not me. I'm innocent. Not me. They were talking with the wife. And by the way, you damn right. I'm not going to the Playboy Mansion without my wife. That ain't going to happen. That's it. That ain't going to happen, gentlemen. That would be wrong on all kind of fronts. And yes, anything can happen at the Playboy Mansion. So you make sure. So that's who they were talking to. And in fact, I didn't even care about going through the house. But she went through the house. Because they do have the tours when you actually have the Playboy Mansion parties. You go through the house and check things out. So doing that, talking with those guys, I didn't. I just was like, hey, what's up? And walk off. But just letting you guys know. All right, here we go. South Florida, down in Miami. Are you on East or West? East.
We're East Coast.
East Coast, yeah. Need a break from the USA, especially from these crazy prices. I know, man. 2 more weeks and we're hitting the international road. I know. Congratulations again. That's that South American tour. I wish I could remember. There's 3 places. I can't. Buenos Aires, Lima, Peru. And I think it was Brazil. Was it Brazil? Well, I know it's 3 South American countries. So you're going to be having fun here in 2 weeks. And it's the international road. Then it's to, I don't even know, Asia, EU. You're just going to be Mr. Worldwide. Congratulations. I love it. Great job, man. Tamara Larry, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Another investor is here, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. She has joined the 60 plus people who has invested in the Dominican Republic. That's right. Give a big shout out. Oh, by the way, since I changed to EV Mux, I can do this right here that I keep forgetting about. Here's the shout out plus this. That's right. How about that crowd applause for what she is doing? Trying to get that. Yes, I'm in South Florida too. Oh my. Oh no. From Chi-Town to South Florida. Oh, that is awesome. This is great to hear. Hopefully you're having fun down here. And today was like almost the perfect weather. You know, the perfect weather for me is like 75. Today was like on the border, 71, 70, 72 it might have gotten up to. But still, that was better than what it is in the ATL. 45, yuck. 36, ooh. Snow on the ground today in the ATL, about 3, 4, 5 inches. Unbelievable. And then I'm down here in 70-degree weather. I'm loving life. That's one of the features about being in South Florida during January. I can have a little hoodie on. Of course, Stop Struggling Now gear. Go to stopstrugglingnow.com to get some of this gear. Emerging millionaire. Nobody's coming to save you. All kind of different phrases. CEO of my life. That's where you go. Go there, get it now. And by the way, there's some of you that don't understand. You know, when you're walking around sometimes with gear on and people start talking, they're just like, hey, what are you trying to do? You're trying to be an emerging millionaire. What type of business are you in? CEO of my life. Wait, hold on. You're the CEO of what? What's happening here? What's going on? Yeah, you get automatic fame and fortune possibly just by people talking to you because of what you're wearing. Nobody's coming to save you is a very interesting one because of the church connotations. But what I'm referring to is it has to do with monetary situations, but everybody generally kind of takes it to the religious sector. What do you mean nobody's coming to save you? I'm like, take it how you want, but still people will comment. So I just want to let you guys know. We have all types of different, no excuses. All right, all kind of different t-shirts. Go check them out. StopStrugglingNow.com. You'll see it. Go to the merchandise page. Get yours today. Limited sizes. Just saying, they're screen printed. Quality screen prints. So they last at least, 60, 70 washes? That's a long time. Just so you guys know. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss tonight, or ladies? Let me know, because I'm going to wrap this up. We've been here for over an hour tonight. It could go 2, but not tonight. I've been on that road trip. And so therefore, I need a little bit of rest, because tomorrow we have business to deal with. And I still have another video that I want to make tomorrow as well, because we have to talk about those numbers, those tourist numbers in the Dominican Republic, using the actual numbers from the government. That's right, not the tourism department, from the government. Big difference. One is promoting tourism. One doesn't care about promoting tourism. They want to tell their government the numbers so they can proceed with their budget plans. So they can't go with smoke and mirrors. They can't say the number of tourists are 850,000 this month, and then it turns out that 120,000 were Dominican citizens. So in reality, it was 730,000 people that are non-Dominican that flew to the island. So that's a big difference in the numbers. They know the numbers. They want to use the real numbers for actual tourists, not people that are Dominican that live in the USA, Dominican visiting their families in the USA and come back. They want actual tourists, just so you know. All right? Now, let's see if there's anything else you guys want to discuss tonight, because we're about to get out of here, about to get some sleep. Don't forget, Victor Marrero and everybody else, I was showing this, since you missed it, I showed this today while I did a road trip. So I had to do, oh, wait, I know where it is. I'm looking somewhere else. Road trip. Hold on. Right, where is it? Here we go. No. That's not the one I had. Hold on a minute. Where is it? I was at U of F today. That's right. Where's the... Okay, I don't have the picture anymore. That's weird. All right. Hold on a second. We'll get to it. I was showing it on the screen earlier. Well, it's hidden. All right. Here we go. Oops. Here we go. There you go. Official. I'm back, all my friends. U of F Gators, we're back. I had to go over there, because I haven't been over there in so long. I had to go over there and check on the old haunting grounds, go see what they've been doing over all these years. And so I figured I would do this one for everybody, especially after they spanked Tennessee's ass, the #1 team this past week. I figured I might as well come forth. That was the first college that I went to, just so you guys know. No, I did not graduate from there, but that's the first one I went to. Just so you guys know. Have to be honest. I didn't graduate. I'm not an alumni. I don't pay attention to the noise. I buy every day. That's the secret from post-retirement travel. Very simple. My daughter is 36 years old. I am old, buddy. Damn. It's almost like that Kevin Hart thing that he did with Don Cheadle. Damn. That's what that's like, man. All right, man. I'm just messing with you. Post-retirement travel, we're all old, man. Don't worry about it. Age is just a number, man. And that's why the best thing you can do is the worldwide travel. Out and about, walking about, running about, making sure you're changing elevations, walking upstairs, downstairs, and all that. That's good for your body. Remember, health is wealth. So you got to take care of yourself. All right? Because you guys know how I always look at it. The younger you are, generally, the healthier you are, meaning you don't have aches and pains and your knees and hips and all that kind of thing are generally fine. As you get older, things start breaking down if you're not taking care of your body, right? So now what good is it when you're retired or you have the money where you can just do whatever you want, but now you're debilitated a little bit. So therefore, that's why I say make the money fast and furious, have fun, make some investments while you're younger. So then this way, you never know. And nobody's guaranteed to live a full life of the average age of 77, 78, 79. Some people, some of my friends have passed away when they were 30. Some passed at 40, some passed at 50, some passed at 60. You never know when it's time to check out, but you can leave a lasting mark by doing investments, by making sure that you're healthy and trying to do the right thing. So all those things come into play. So make sure you're out here doing what you need to do. So then you can be old, buddy. When you have a 36-year-old daughter, you can be old and still be happy and being on the Mr. Worldwide tour. All right. So speaking of Mr. Worldwide tour, Mr. Worldwide tour should commence. Also, you said you're going to be in France. I think you said April. That would be cool. I'm trying to commence my EU zone visit sometime in that time frame. So hopefully, maybe if everything works out, I'll be over there at the same time and I'll meet you over in the EU zone. And since we can hop on trains, I have no excuse because I can say, okay, where you at? I'll be like, okay, I'll be there in like 4 hours, $20. So, or you're coming this way, $20 a person, $30 a person, high speed trains. So that'd be cool. So there's no excuse when you're in the EU zone not to hook up, not to meet with people. All right, we're going to wrap it up now. So I'll talk to you on Monday night. Make sure you come at around 8:50 p.m. That'd be greatly appreciated. And we'll do a Monday night live stream as usual. Money Making Monday live stream. You should track the numbers as projected versus actual. So, post-retirement travel, the numbers are actually actual, but what they're doing is two different things. Like the Minister of Tourism, what he's saying is like the air passengers and the cruise passengers, he's giving the overall numbers. He doesn't break it down. The actual country stats goes non-Dominican air passengers. So that's the only ones they count. They don't count anybody that's Dominican on the tourist numbers because they deem them as not being tourists, right? So that's what I'm referring to. It's not really their projections. They're just using the actual overall numbers. How many tourists came in by air, and they'll say 876,000 like last month. But then the country says non-Dominican was 700 and I think it was 67,000, something in that ballpark. So really there were 100,000 air passengers less because these are not actual tourists. They're actually people returning home or visiting their family and friends from the United States or other countries for that matter. So that's what they're doing. They're not doing projections. They're giving you the actual real numbers, just to be clear. Just so you know. All right, here we go. He said, yes, 1 of April, we're leaving for Europe and coming back in July. Absolutely. Let's roll. Oh, you're going to be there for prime time. Because you know June, July, and August is prime time in probably the UK, the EU, or France, Switzerland, Italy, and all these guys, right? French Riviera, that's when it's the warmest of the years in summertime, and that's why it's high season, because USA school is out, so it's perfect for them that summer is the best time to go, and the better weather as well. It's not all rainy, it's not all like 55 to 40 or 35 degree temperatures, and I'm not referring to Celsius, I'm referring to Fahrenheit. So, you know, but I don't mind. I don't mind being in 55 or 60 as long as I know that I have the gear for it. It's one of them things. I'm not wearing hoodies when I'm in 55 to 35 degree weather. No hoodies, especially over in the EU zone. It's a different type of cold. So, all right. Well, that's good. So I can possibly see you over there, Marrero and family. See you in the EU zone. Somewhere. Oh, and by the way, they're coming out with those new visas. You have to get approved by the EU zone. Whatever country you're going to land in, you got to get approved. Just saying, it just came out. Before you travel. That's going to be very interesting how they implement it and who's going to be allowed to go and come if that's going to be a real change. That'll be interesting. All right. We're going to wrap this up. If there's anything else you want to discuss, please do so now. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why I have to break it down to you and be honest with you, because we can't win them all. You got to do some investments. Nobody wins all investments 100%. You're going to lose some of them. But you got to be in the game in order to win overall. And that's what we're trying to get you to do. And you got T minus the clock is ticking. You got less than 2 years to get your assets that you're going to need, reduce your debt, buy assets only. No liability. Stop the liability buying. You won't be hurt that way. But you will be hurt if you don't make about 20 or 30 or 50% more money over the next 2 years. That's right, 2 short years. It's already the 10th of the month. You have 1 year, 355 days left. Tick tock, tick tock. Now remember, 5.5 years ago when I first started, you guys heard me say, in 5 years, it's going to be bad. And you guys were sitting, some of you guys even right now were like, this dude's crazy. How's he know in 5 years things are going to be bad? I told you why it was going to happen then. And I'm telling you now why you have 3 years, the best case scenario, but actually it's going to be 2 years that you're going to be able to acquire the assets, because in the 3rd year, things are going to hit the fan. So the asset buying is probably not going to be in your best interest. So you want to make sure you already have the assets that pay you well in advance, because when things hit the fan, you can still get your assets to pay you. So just keep that in mind. And the numbers don't lie. 70% of the population lives paycheck to paycheck, up to, during the month, 78% of United States citizens live paycheck to paycheck. Does that not sound like what I told you the middle class was going to be wiped out in 5 years? That means the middle class got wiped out in 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. It's true. That is the number. So if you think 78% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck is not wiping out the middle class, then just wait till 85% of Americans are wiped out. That's going to be 3 years, less than 3 years. All right? So don't be out here shocked. And by the way, I'm very proud of that, what I was telling you guys then, and I'm telling you now, and that's why I told you to diversify globally. Get something outside the United States. Bank accounts outside the United States. Some sort of investment outside the United States. And vice versa. If you're not in the United States, you need to get investments outside of your country. All currency goes to zero. That means all countries have to do inflation because they have to print money. So you're not going to escape. Just some places cost less than others, but the inflation is still going to carry on. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, we got to go. And I thank you so much for being here once again. And you guys know I love you very much. And again, if you need anything, support at StopStrugglingNow.com. Support at StopStrugglingNow.com. Good point. Starting 1 May, I think. Exactly. 1st of May is going to be that new visa policy. It's getting crazy over here. I told you guys. A lot of you, again, I told you 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, I said one of these times you might walk out onto the airport, go to the agent, and give them your passport to leave the country, and they're going, I'm sorry, you can't leave. And you're thinking you live in America, and you're going to be like, you can't leave. And you're going to be like, why? And they'll be like, because they turned your passport off. This is why, I'm going to say again, investments matter. And this is why you want to have investments outside the USA that's close by, that you can walk across borders or get on a boat and go to, and not have to walk 1,000 or 2,000 miles to get there. Because I don't think you want to walk. You're not built for walking through cartel territories. You're an American citizen. All right? So I'm just calling it what it is. Unless you guys lived in the war zones, unless you guys lived in certain cities, since I'm a California kid, you guys can go look up Stockton, Modesto, Fresno, Long Beach, Compton. You can go look up. All these cities are usually in the top 20 to top 50 in the United States of homicide rates. That used to be California citizens' playgrounds are in those cities. So that's why I keep saying people aren't built for that. So you ain't going to be walking through Mexico, walking through Central America, trying to get down to Belize, trying to get to Costa Rica when you buy property over there. You're not going to be able to get on a plane, and by trying to get a boat to go down there, okay, maybe you can get something in the Gulf of Mexico and get over there. But I'm just trying to say, protect yourself. America's not what it appears, and I should know. All right? You guys, I've told you already. Government has been after me since I was 25 years old. Changing laws. You guys know this. That's what they do. When you start taking money from the millionaires and billionaires and you twist their game up and they're like, oh, we'll just change the laws. We'll just pay the senators in the state of California. We'll just give them $20 million so they can change the law to block his ass because he's costing us billions of dollars. But we want to make sure we got to get a case on him, so do whatever you can. Throw him in jail and not even have any charges for 4 or 5 or 6 days. I got to give a shout out to that dude X-Rated, finally out of jail, ladies and gentlemen, after 26 years. He was a kid, and I'm sitting in jail with this guy, acting a fool. He's 6. I thought he was like a 17, 16-year-old kid because he's so small. He's like 5'5" or 5'6" or something, talking smack. And then I'm watching YouTube one day, and there's a song, and he's sitting behind the Bay Bridge or Golden Gate Bridge, and I'm like, this can't be the same little dude that I ran into like 20, 30 years ago. Crazy how time goes and what people do. California is a mess, unfortunately. Hey, D. Reyes, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Let's just get things straight. California has certain things, such as, well, let's just call it, I'll be nice. I won't break your heart too much. But I'll start with $29 trillion is the 5th best GDP in the world. They would be number 5 as a country. We just looked at it on Wednesday. Also, I'll start out with the good. We'll start out with the bad. Because they have one of the highest population rates, and because what goes hand in hand, what I've been talking about tonight. If prices go up, less people can afford it. Well, guess where prices generally cost the most? In California. And if you have the highest population, or one of the highest, that means you're going to have one of the highest homeless rates, which they do. And that also means a lot of companies are going to be running out of business, going out of business, and therefore layoffs occur. Therefore, more people are homeless or on the street or saying, you know what, I'm just going to go to crime. I'm going to be a criminal. Why am I going to be a criminal? Because if I steal up to $1,000, they're not going to arrest me. So let's just get a gang of people together, go to the stores and start taking stuff off the shelves, put them in backpacks and run out the store. Well, that's not a good thing, is it? But that's what they decided to do in Cali. You know, politicians sometimes are stupid. What can you say? So yes, some of the policies that they put in place has exasperated the situation. Unemployment and crime rates have risen. But because they make fat money over there, $29 trillion GDP and all this, they figure, hey, we'll let companies and corporations leave because all the invisible stuff, the Apples, the Googles, the Microsoft, the Amazons, and all these guys, that makes hundreds of billions of dollars, and we get to tax them at about 10% or 8% or whatever the percentage rate is. They're like, we love that trade-off because that's invisible money. That's internet money. That's software money. That's no big deal money. These guys can work from home, so they don't got to come downtown San Francisco and see all the homeless. But yes, you are correct. There's a lot of crazy going on. But that crazy, unfortunately, is all of USA and the world. It's not just Cali. It's not just Texas. It's not just Florida. All of the states are under the siege. Not enough revenue, not enough tax money, not enough incoming revenues to offset their expenses. There's no way around it. That's why you live in a third world country, but you don't know it yet. So all these things that you're talking about, that I talked about, D. Reyes, is the problem. That's the problem. Ultimately, we don't have enough money, and they're printing it out of thin air, giving it to somebody. They're not printing it out of thin air to actually increase production, increase employment. They're basically printing money, handing it to people that produce nothing. That's the problem. All right, Brian P. is here. Here we go. Brian P., welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream. And he brings his tagline, Happy Day, Eric. Thank you. Happy Day, SSN family. Smash that like button. I love that. Smash the like button so the YouTube gods know that we have people in the house. Oh my, I might be able to add a trailer on here. Let me see. I'm going to add a trailer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let me see if I can add something. Oh, here's a good one. Let me see. I don't think I can because the live stream's already started. Yeah, having trouble. Retry. I know. I didn't think it would work, but we had to try. All right, Paulie C809, I see you. Thank you so much for being in the house on Instagram. We've talked about a lot tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And make sure you join us Monday at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right? And if there's ever anything you want to discuss, make sure you can send me an email or join our WhatsApp group at SSN Nation and Lifestyle. We are making money in here. That's right, Mr. Dividend, Brian P. Exactly. Enjoy your business trip. I like how you said that. I like how you said that. Because I just did a live stream, right? It's SSN Lifestyle, Stop Struggling Now. That's right, this is a business trip now because I'm doing this. How do you like me now? So that gas money, it's going to be a write-off. You know, that food that I ordered and ate, write-off because we're discussing business. All of it, write-off. Boom, boom. It's all legal. We love it. Thank you for bringing that up, Brian P. All right. That's right. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You guys have to understand. That's why you have to be in business. Just every little thing that you don't think about, all of a sudden it turns into, wait a minute, that's a write-off. So when I bust out the drone footage, that's right, I got to practice my drone tomorrow. I have a drone. In fact, I've had a drone for like 5 months and I've never used it. I was in the DR and I had a drone and I was like, oh my God, I've been having a drone. It just sits in it's a mini. And I don't even know, and I have to admit, you guys, I'm not a gamer. And you know what? Hold on, we were just getting ready to go and I forgot some stories tonight. Oh my God. Okay, this one is I'm just gonna give you guys a couple of stories because I got reminded about some things that happened in my life. And I was like, oh, I forgot all about this. All right. So I'm going to give you guys some stories about when I was going out before I got married to my wife. Now, I got to set some things up for you guys. My wife is a very nice person. She just so happened to be married to a person that owned a door company. You guys know doors that is in your house? Think about this. Go in your home after the live stream and count how many doors are in your house. Garage door, bathroom doors, bedroom doors, front door, back doors. All of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, is there really like 10 to 15 doors in this house? So if you own a door company, every home needs 10 to 15 doors, and a builder builds 100 homes, that's 1,000 doors minimum, right? Or 1,500 doors minimum. How much are doors? I don't know. But anyhow, her and her previous husband were very successful. So obviously, and we're talking about, multiple millions of dollars in revenues for the business, which means millions of dollars worth of profits, right? So that was great. So now the relationship, it changes. They have to get divorced, separation first, then it ultimately leads to divorce. And of course, that's about when I meet her. And an awesome woman, but what you guys don't understand is when I was single, what I would do, I lived in what you would call a fourplex. I lived in the back. It's one of these California things that's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, I think. Yeah, 2-bedroom, 1-bath duplex. And I lived upstairs in the back, and the garage is underneath. But here's the thing. You guys will get a kick out of this. Green shag carpet, mirrors on the wall, and this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Second bedroom, bunk beds, my bedroom, king size. I had black furniture, some of that avant-garde type stuff that, doesn't matter. So basically, as a female, you walk in and you're like, what the hell is this? So I meet her, and you guys know this. Darcy, who came on the live stream like 2-3 years back, and she did the trust. When we were talking trust, she was talking trust. She was helping out with that. We did a video. She actually went with me to a speech. And on stage is this woman that's my wife, and she's up there talking, and I tap Darcy and I go, oh my God, this woman is awesome. You see how smart she is and beautiful and all this? I said, she's gonna be my wife. Darcy starts laughing. What are you talking about? Hell no, that's not gonna happen. I'm just like, oh man, this is funny. Nah, she's gonna be my wife. Let unbelievable sequence of events occurs. So I have a little trouble with the law. So while I have a little trouble with the law, I say, okay, I need to do something different. I need to do something else. And an advertisement pops up in the newspaper about some business stuff. And so I just make a phone call. I go to this business meeting to see if I'm going to go do this. Turns out to be a company called Easy Way. I don't think they're in business anymore, but literally it was a company, just so you guys know, it was an awesome concept and it worked. They would run infomercials at night. It would be a network marketing platform, but whatever the profits were from the infomercials, like a dividend, they would pay all the people based on what level they were at by probably signing up some people or something, or how much you buy it, because they had other products that you can actually buy that would be on the infomercials. And it wasn't just one product, it would be supplements, different supplements. It could be a mop for all that matters. I mean, it's a lot of, and it wasn't this crazy upsell like they normally do. The key to this was the infomercial, actually, the profits was shared based on tiers. The higher you are in a tier, the less people. So like one level could pay like, let's call it the highest level, it could pay like $600. The next level pays, because there's more people, would pay like $300. The next level might pay like $100, and the last level might pay $50. So you have a check of like 11, 12, $1,300 or more. That was awesome. Until people get greedy, of course, right? Everybody gets greedy when there's a lot of money to be made. The company individuals got greedy. It's crazy. Everybody was happy. Everybody's signing people up because you received, if you signed up 2 people, you automatically received part of the commission from the infomercials, all of the infomercials around the United States and wherever else they broadcast. So anyhow, that's where I go down to the meeting and I meet this woman and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm talking to her about the business. But you know how sometimes you meet somebody and you feel like a connection of some sort? And there's like two other people there at this. We're all like being interviewed kind of in a group setting, but one by one talking. It's kind of that thing. But I'm actually the last person in the row. So then we start talking, then we start going out to her car. And while I'm walking out to the car, I'm like, man, I could feel like this connection thing. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm like ignoring that, trying to. But the point is, I'm like in the business thing, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get in this business. I got to do this. So I start doing it. And sure enough, we're getting like 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 per month coming in. It was pretty cool. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And because I did sign up a few people, that means I was at the high tier. So therefore, and it wasn't like you had to sign up 10 people, or I think it was only like 3 or 4, something like that. And you're at the highest tier. So the highest, so all levels I was getting paid. So the checks were sometimes 1,500, sometimes $2,000, sometimes $1,000. But overall, on average, I would say it was about 1,500 to 2,000. But we're not talking about in 2020. We're not talking about in 2010. We're talking about like in 1990 something, when rent was, I don't even know what rent was. I'll put it this way. My mortgage was like $400 or something. I mean, it was stupid. It was ridiculously low. I mean, it was insane. So so what ends up happening is, like I said, we start working together. Meanwhile, she's getting a divorce and all this stuff and separated and crazy. But at my place, all she saw was she's driving one of the most expensive Porsches. She comes to my neighborhood. My neighbors are calling the HOA on me saying, his girlfriend's car is too loud when she left at 9 p.m. at night. I'm just like, she didn't rev it. It's just one of them Porsches that has that normal sound. It's not even hopped up. It's normal. And I'm getting complaints. So anyhow, what ends up happening, she comes over, sees my thing. And by the way, I have a car that catches on fire too. But again, remember I told you I always have multiple vehicles, so that's not a thing. But she doesn't know me. I have that car catch on fire. A friend of mine's using another one of my cars, and I have another one of my cars parked at my other place. But she knows nothing about this. All she knows is I have this one car that caught on fire that's about 5 or 6 or 7 years old. And she's like, this guy has all this garbage stuff. But lo and behold, this woman comes over and does a meeting in my jacked up condo. I couldn't believe it. I was just like checking off boxes. Check. So now we're talking after she does it. She goes, what do you think? I said, that's pretty awesome. I think, somebody probably signed up, 1 or 2 people signing up. And I think they signed up or something. So we're just sitting there talking. So the vibe is going pretty good. So she's just like, I got to go. I got to get something to eat and all this. And I was like, that's interesting. I don't know. I might have something in the fridge, thinking that she's just going to open up the fridge. You know what I had in the fridge? It was like a egg, I think it was hamburger and some bread. And all I know is it started smelling nice in the house, in the condo. And next thing I know, she brings out a plate and it was like a freaking meal. Lemon, it was lemon actually. Lemon, actually I'm wrong about the hamburger. Lemon, chicken, and some bread. She crushed it up, did something with the bread, did something with the lemon, did something with the chicken. Next thing I know, it's something that tastes out of this world. I'm like, oh my, check. Because again, if you're going to be hanging out with a woman, why are you going to cook, right? I mean, no problem with the guys cooking. Don't get me wrong. What I'm trying to say is if I have a woman, she should be able to cook is what I'm trying to say. All right. So anyhow, I'm like, oh my, this woman's is awesome. She ain't even bitching about it. She didn't even say like, you don't have no food in the cupboards. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? She's just not even like phased. She's just like, yeah, I'm here. I'm helping you out. Do this, do that. She's not even putting me down. Like, what the hell? You got no food in there? What the hell? What's up with all this shag carpet and this, that, and the other? But meanwhile, I'm single, right? Most women walk in and they're just like, I'm out naturally. So that's it's elimination. People were thinking like, my friends used to come over and go, Eric, why do you live here? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm hunting right now. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, look, most women are going to come here and they're going to be like, hell no, I ain't hanging out with this guy. Look at how this shag carpet. Oh, by the way, I had a waterbed too. That's even crazier. So all of this together, she decides to still help. She decides to do whatever. And then we start vibing. So you guys know what happens? She's like, okay, this guy clearly doesn't have that much money. I'm trying to help him out with this business. And she's helping out other people as well. And so I send her over a fax. And you know what? I'm going to show you guys something. Let me see if I'm going to show you guys something right now. Here's where I sent her, since I said story night. Club. Remember I told you guys about Club Cascadas de Baja in Los Cabos? All right. I'm going to pull it up. And I'll show you guys what it looks like. So you guys can see for yourself what you think. Check this out. This is in Los Cabos at El Medano Beach area in Los Cabos, not San Jose del Cabo. Hold on. Let's add this, shall we? No ad. Oh, I see what's happening. All right, I'm in deal with the little I don't know, computer. It's slowed up. So it'll come up eventually, I guess. So anyhow, I send her a fax. The fax is on the deck of the units at Club Cascadas. They have a little jacuzzi. All right. Oh, I see. I didn't like that. Hold on a second. It's not liking it. That's weird. I think it's not liking it because it does a motion picture. So that's probably why it's not going to let me get it. That's terrible. All right. After I fax over the picture, you know what happens? She calls me on the phone and says, I like you. You don't need to impress me by trying to do this. I know you may not be able to afford it, so don't try to impress me. So I'm like, check. I'm like, I'm loving this response. I'm like, oh my God. So now I just say, well, sorry to hear, you don't need to feel that way. I actually can pay for it. It's no big deal. I really want to take you down to Cabo. We'll go hang out. So she says, okay, that's fine. So we end up going down to Cabo. We get down to Cabo, but Club Cascadas, it's still, back then it's 5-star. It's still probably 5-star because now it's no TV, no phone. So therefore, there's nothing else happening other than you just hanging out, talking in the pools, in the jacuzzis, in the jacuzzi by the bar. They have a jacuzzi that's at the bar. It's crazy. They got chefs that cook in the room. Crazy stuff. Awesome stuff. Now, remember, this is like 1990s, 98, 96, 97, somewhere in there. I can't remember. But in the back of her head, she's just like, wait, this guy's car caught on fire. He lives in that garbage spot. How's he doing this? Because I know how much he makes because I'm in her group. So she knows I'm not like making 10 G's a month or 5 G's a month or nothing. She's just trying to like it's not making sense. She's just like, oh my God. And I'm just like loving it. Because she doesn't know really what I do. She just knows I'm trying to do this business. She doesn't really know anything else, and I don't really show anything else, but she's coming along for the ride. So this is how we started off into doing, going out and seeing each other. And so this leads to story number 2, and I'll end with this. At Club Cascadas, she had so much fun because she never been to Los Cabos. They were calling her Miss Hollywood in Los Cabos. Every time we went downtown, they'd be like Miss Hollywood. It was funny stuff. All right. So with that story in mind, she's thinking, okay, he got some money and he's been doing good in this. He probably spent some money for this. And she's just thinking, oh, he's a nice guy, but I don't want to take advantage, I guess is probably what she was thinking. I don't really know. But now we go to we go down to San Diego. So now it's like a few months later, a couple months later, we're still talking, we're still doing business. In fact, it's kind of cool. We're kind of cool together. And we go down to San Diego, and I can't even remember what I was doing down there. I go down to San Diego. I take her down to San Diego. Back then, Southwest was, now some of you guys you might think that's kind of crazy, but we're in Sacramento. To fly to San Diego was something like $50. I mean, it wasn't like $200 or anything. It was like $50 round trip because Southwest was back then doing crazy, the right thing, right? So round trip was like $100. So you can go down to San Diego for $200. So I wish I could remember what I was down there for, but nonetheless, we go down to San Diego. We go to Mission Beach. At Mission Beach, there's a pizza place. I wish I could remember the name of TGI Fridays, actually. It's not even a pizza place. TGI Fridays is at Mission Beach in San Diego. And so there's a spot that I love that is when you're at Mission Beach, it's when you leave out of Mission Beach, you go back to downtown San Diego past the SeaWorld. It's 3 humps. What do I mean? That's 3 islands that you go, that the road goes over. I go to the second hump is Paradise Island, as I call it. I think it's called Paradise Point. So that place, I'll bring that up in a second. Hold on a minute. Let me bring it up for you. All right. I'm not going to do too much, but I'm going to bring this up first because this is Club Cascadas de Baja right here, next to Pueblito Caribeño. No, sorry. Pueblo Bonito Rosé is right next door. And this right here on the screen is Club Cascadas. And you can see right there, and you see Los Arcos, if it's still there on the right-hand side. But this right here is where you could be out there eating. The chefs will actually bring out their food and cook for you out there. Or in our case, I had the chef come to the room. So that was awesome, right? Impressive, to say the least. They have a tennis court inside, and this is 5-star under the palapa trees. It's all cool, man. Quiet, and awesome. So that is Club Cascadas. So now here's what happens. It has to do with some business. I can't remember what business I was doing though. But let's see. Yeah, it's Paradise Point Resort, I believe. So anyhow, so now we're at I'm pretty sure it's Paradise Point. In fact, I know it is. So I go to the second hump. So we're at TGI Fridays, and I asked the guy for jet skis. Why do I ask him for jet skis? Because the jet skis is on the 3rd hump. So I ask him for the jet skis, and he goes, yes, if you're going to the jet skis, it's the 3rd hump. Okay. So I get in the car with her, we start driving, and the next thing you know, I turn on the 2nd hump, which is all you can see from the hump on the road, on the street, is foliage. All right. All you see when you drive in is palm trees and just garden like. So she doesn't say anything. I'm expecting her to say, hey, he said third hump. She doesn't correct me. She just sitting there looking because obviously it's beautiful, quite frankly. This is what it looks like at Paradise Point. They're not even really showing it. See this, right? That little island they just showed? That's, I'll tell you what it is in a minute because they're not really showing much of it. So we go there, and what ends up happening? I pull down the second, I go down the second hump. She doesn't say anything. She just goes, oh, this looks nice. But I know in her head, she tells me later, she's like, I told him, that guy told him the third hump. Why is he pulling on the second hump? But okay. Now, mind you, she's thinking that we're going to leave on a plane in like 3 hours to go back to SAC. So I pull in on the second hump. I park, literally just pulled up and parked in front of the check-in area, not even by the valet. I just pulled up and made my own parking spot, and I told her I'll be right back. And left her in the car in the parking driveway area, kind of like crazy. So now I walk in, I'm standing in line. I'm only one person to come up in line. But because she's sitting there going, man, what if valet asked me in her head? What if valet asked me about to move the car? He just parked the car and walked off. And she's thinking all kind of things. What if they ask me to do something? What's he doing here? Why is he going in there? So she gets out the car to come inside to go see what I'm doing and try to, say, hey, you got to get the car because you just pulled up in front of the Paradise Point check-in area, which is what they showed on the screen. I'll show you in a second. That's where actually people were walking in. That's the check-in area. So just like clockwork, she walks in behind me. The lady says next. The lady says, welcome back, Mr. Bird. She hears this and she's now like, welcome back, Mr. Bird. What the hell? Who is this guy? What's going on? We're in San Diego right now at this awesome place. I'll put it back on the screen. And she's going like, what the heck is going on? This guy just pulled up and now the front desk person is going, welcome back, Mr. Bird. The guy that has the green shag carpet, the guy with the mirrors on the wall, the guy with no food in the closet, and he's hanging out at this spot. Oh my God. So now her mind is like, who is this guy? What the hell is going on? This does not make any sense. This place right here, ladies and gentlemen, I should give them a plug, but it is what it is. So now, welcome. That was the check-in center that they showed real fast. That's where you walk in to check in. That's where I parked, right in front of the place, like I owned the place. And she hears the welcome back, Mr. Bird. So what happens? Here's what happens next at Paradise Point. So the guy says, we have your unit ready for you, Mr. Bird. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So I know what my unit is. She has no clue that we're even staying there. But she tells me after the fact, she's like, I'm thinking we're going to be getting on a plane in like 3-4 hours. And all of a sudden you're talking about, oh, let's go check out the guy's taking us to this room, which ends up being this right here. I'll show you guys. Bungalow, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is a bungalow. I don't know if they have pictures, but you see the water right here? This is a little bungalow. It's a one-bedroom bungalow. This is where we're staying, and you walk through the gardens, and you come out right here. Okay, so if that's not enough for you, ladies and gentlemen, Guess what else starts happening? So now the guy says, if you need anything else, Mr. Bird, just call the concierge or whatever, right? All right. So I tell her, I say, she's still thinking that we're just hanging at this bungalow just to hang out, not stay. She's just thinking like, okay, T minus 3 hours till we got to get on a plane. What the hell's going on? And then I call the front desk and I said, hey, you guys got that, you still got that little boat out here, right? And she hears boat and they're like, yeah, she hears something like, yeah, I'm coming up now. So the boat's going to be ready right now. That's what she hears when I'm talking to the front desk. Now in her brain, she's like, we're leaving in 3 hours. I'm about to get my hair wet. And now all of a sudden, is this for real right now? What am I going to tell this? This is insane. So I get the boat, which I'm trying to find the boat so you guys can see what it is. It's just a little, it's not little. It's kind of little. I said maybe 12 feet, kind of. It's like one of these little clipper boats. Let me see. They don't have that anymore? They got to have it. They always have it. I'm looking for amenities, but they don't have it. All right, I'll just go to photo gallery. But, so you guys, you can understand what is going through her mind when she's sitting there trying to figure out what the heck's going on. So now we get in the boat. We're going around the bay. And again, she's just sitting there like in disbelief, like, wait, have to get on a flight after this. So we're out in the bay for probably 35 to 45 minutes. And now time is even shorter than the 3 hour time. So then finally we come back to the bungalow and she's thinking that it was just going to be used for like, you know, right now to get dressed so then we can get on the plane. That's when I tell her like, we're not leaving. And she's like, what the heck are you talking about? We're not leaving? I said, nah, we're actually going to be staying here for like 3 nights in this bungalow. She's like, no freaking, who are you? What the hell's going on right now? I was like, oh my God, I loved it. So anyhow, that's some more stories, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give you guys, I should give you guys some pub on this. I wish they had a better website. I don't like this because I can't find what I want to find. So bungalows are sweet. Oh, here we go. Resort. Oh, here, check this out. Check this out. Look at it. Yeah, bicycles, everything's there. It's not even like all inclusive. It's just you pay. These are the amenities. Look here. See, here's where the boat launch area is. And here's the road. See, 1 hump, 2 humps, 3 humps. I turned on the second hump. Yeah, that was wild, right? And so check-in center is like, I think they redesigned it because I don't remember the water being there. The check-in center should have been like right through here. Yeah, I think it's right here. Come right through here. And then here's the check-in center right here. So I just pulled up, dropped the car right here. Valet's over here. I drop it, get out, just walk in. And she's chasing me. And she hears the welcome back, Mr. Bird. Like right here. This is check-in. I pulled up right here. Valet's right here. I get out the car and leave her there and say, I'll be right back. I just got to check on something. So she's sitting there watching Valet and she's thinking, he took the keys too. He just left the car in the middle of the damn circle. How's this? What? This dude's crazy. And then she rolls in and they're like, welcome back, Mr. Bird. And so these are all the spots that are actually, again, this is not all inclusive. This is actually a spot that you can hang out. So let's see. This is not, where's the, here? No, it's not that one, not that. It's similar to this one, but that's more like a sailboat. But it's similar to this is the boat that they're like dropped. We had to come down to the marina and they gave us the boat And they're like, I think we had like an hour, but we used it for like 35 to 45 minutes. Went around the bay, but Paradise Point's the spot. It's and all the grounds. It looks like you're on a tropical island with all the palm trees, the floral, the fauna, and all of that is freaking awesome. Look, you can see how the foliage is and the little pool. I mean, it's one of the coolest spots of all. Just so you guys know, highly recommended. So somebody's gonna ask okay, they'll ask the $1 million question. I'll give them some pub. Let's go look. Where's the book now? Okay, this is not really prime time. Well, wait, they're in San Diego, so I guess it's always prime time. Let's go look at, well, these dates are booked. Let's go, I'll go into February. Let's go 16, 23, 2 adults, 1 room. Let's see. 1 room, 16 to 23, 2 adults. Let's go. Let's go see how much they charge these days. This is in February 16th. Look, ladies and gentlemen, standard guest room, $287, includes $44 resort fee. That's it. That's it. How sweet is that? Standard guest room. Sweet. Lanai Garden. Then they're going to have ocean view and all that. $312 per night. Okay, it's starting to creep up. The accessible Lanai Garden Premium, $331. Okay, cool. Nothing. I should show some gardens, but here, see, little rivers, little lakey areas. Like these are this is pretty cool, right? I think so. Let's see, what else we got. Garden Junior Suite 1K. $449 a night, starting to creep up. In fact, let's show some love. Why not? Let's show some love. Just nice little San Diego design, right? Look at this. Crazy designing, right? Great designing, quite frankly. The blue even is allowed. They're on the water. 550 square feet. That's pretty big. Garden bungalow, 650 square feet. 462 a night. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's starting to get up there, ladies and gentlemen. Lanai Bayside, 2 queens. Bayside Junior, 468 a night, of obviously Bayfront. Got to have water views. Bayside Fireplace Suite, 505. Here we go. Bayside Bungalow Suite, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we had, the Bayside. Well, we had I don't think it was the Bayside. There's another water view too. Cove View, here you go. This is the one, Cove View. Let's see. Oh, damn, it was more expensive than the Bayside. That's interesting. This is the one, the Cove View. It's nice and cozy, but hey, why not show a little bit of it? There you go. That's it. Right there. Cove View. Sick. So this is what's happening when you have the Cove View pool or the bungalow. That's the one that I had. Then this is the sickest one of all. This is up front. 1,800 square feet. This is crazy right here. Look at this. This is crazy. Really crazy. In fact, I think some guys had some watercraft up on their lawn area somewhere on this place right here. This unit right here. Of course, it's going to be costing $1,400 a freaking night. That's crazy. All right, that's my story, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight. The 2 love stories. Tamara, Larry, beautiful. Yes, it is. Paradise Point. That's the spot, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, since I'm doing this for 2 hours and 12 minutes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you 3 tonight, just between me and the wife. So, also, when I first met her, she had her friends. Her friends are all in that circle of the Millionaires Club, right? So, now, this is before the Paradise Point trip, but this is like when I first met her, and she goes down to she sells products, by the way, just so you guys know, health products, right? They're in stores. She sells in retail stores. She actually has independent buyers. You know, it's pretty cool. That's why SSN Lifestyle can have health products, because she actually is a manufacturer. Simple, right? So here's the thing. She goes down to one of the shows. It's called the Natural Foods or something like that, Natural Foods Expo or something like that in Las Vegas. Now, keep in mind, this is probably after the Cabo trip, but it's like months later. It's like nothing really happened, right? So this natural supplement type show comes up in Las Vegas. In order to get inside the show, it costs $3,000. Not to have a booth, to get inside the show, it's $3,000. So needless to say, she goes, I'm going down to Vegas to be in the show with my girlfriends, and they've known each other for a while, and they're going to actually tend to the booth and sell, you know, promote products. So I said, bye, see you later. Nice, you know, have a nice time. But in my head, I'm like, I'm going to Vegas. I haven't been down to Vegas in a little while. Let me go down to Vegas. So I call up the guys at, I think it's Four Queens. And the guys at Four Queens are like, hey, Mr. Bird, you coming down? I'm like, I'm coming down. They say, what do you want? I said, I need a room, and I need it to be a suite. They say, okay, we got something for you. I was like, what do you mean you got something for me? What are you talking about? They're like, you'll see when you get here. So I said, all right, fine, check. It's still going to be a suite, whatever. It's downtown though, right? Not on the strip where everybody stays, right? The strip used to be the spot, still is. Downtown was like the baby brother. People would say, it's not as good as the strip. Fine, no problem. So now the first day of the show's going on, right? I fly down to Vegas. I get my suite at the Four Queens. I don't even think it was Four Queens at the time, but whatever it was, I'll just say it's the Four Queens, because I really think it probably is. So what ends up happening is she's like, not knowing that I even in Vegas, I get my unit, then I run down to the convention center, which at this time is behind Riviera. Behind the Riviera is the convention center, not directly, but down the block. So I walk over to the convention center, and lo and behold, I see the guys at the door that I know. Yeah, Vegas. And I'm like, he's like, what you doing here? I said, man, I'm going to this expo, this Natural Foods Expo thing. He's like, yeah, man, right on. Glad to see you. Opens the door, lets me in. And at this point, there's these two old ladies. That's the only thing I can say. They wrote a book about how to help people with health. And the cameras are there, like the TV cameras. They're there, and they're doing their interviews and things like that. So I'm like, oh, they must be somebody important. I don't even know who they really are. But I'm listening to the interviews, and people are saying, yeah, you've helped a lot of people. You wrote this book. And I'm sitting there like, oh, damn, they need to go down there wherever her booth is. I don't even know where her booth is, because she doesn't even know I'm there. I'm just like, okay, I'll figure it out. So what happens? After they finish their interviews, these two old ladies, they're twins. They wrote some famous book. I wish I could remember what it was. I talked to them and I said, you know what? You should really talk to this woman that's in here that sells health products, and it has to do with helping women with their hormones and things like that. And so I'm just talking to them about that. No. And so they're like, wow, that's pretty cool. So then I said, oh, well, you know what? Forget me telling you about her. She has a booth in here. In fact, why don't you ladies just come with me? And I put my elbows out, and the two ladies put their arms between my elbows, and I'm walking down, strutting down the main corridor towards wherever, because I don't know where her booth is. And unbelievably, straight ahead at the end of the main entrance runway, her booth is there. So now I got these two ladies who's famous, and I don't really know how famous they are. I just know people were interviewing them. And I'm thinking, oh, well, they're in the health and this, so they should meet her so then they can talk. She's on her ladder fixing up her booth because the official show hasn't started yet. I think they still have like an hour to go or something. So her and her friends are sitting there in the booth, and I got these two famous ladies under my arm, and I'm walking towards her. She's on the ladder. She looks, her mouth drops wide open. And I can already imagine, one, how did he get in here? Two, he's got these two famous women with him. How the frick, what's going on here? So now I come up to the booth and I say, this is the lady that I was talking about. And she's sitting there in disbelief. You can see it on her face. Her friends are like, what's he doing here? How did he bring these famous women to our booth? And so now I walk off. I drop them off and I said, this is the lady you need to talk to. And they're like, really? So they start talking. So now I just go on about my business, checking out the Natural Foods Expo, checking out other booths, doing other stuff. The ladies leave. So now the ladies leave. I go in to talk to her, and she's asking questions. How do you know them? What's happening? How did you get in? All this stuff, right? I'm just laughing at her. I'm like, you don't know who I am, really. I don't say that, but in my brain, I'm like, she doesn't know who I am, really. She's still on the shag carpet, the mirrors, and all this other stuff. And so I've never broken that character part. She just can't figure out what the hell's going on all this time. She's just like, wait a minute, is this guy a drug dealer maybe? What's going on? So anyhow, so now the ladies left, her friends are in the booth, I come back, and I purposely do this. I said, hey, you know what? I'm staying downtown. Now, these guys are staying at the Mirage in some sort of suite or something. And so now her friends are looking at her like, did he just say he's staying downtown? They're like looking at her like, why is she hanging out with this dude? What the hell's going on? We heard that he's a nice guy. We heard all this, but damn, downtown is like not the spot. So I tell them this. I said in a group, all three of them are there. I said, hey, after the show, what are you doing? If you want to, we can get together and eat maybe or come down. But if you come down to my place, I'm staying downtown Las Vegas, and outside my window, the light goes, bzz, 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 it's flashing. And I'm like, I don't know, it might not be that cool for you, but you know, if you want to come down, we can go get something to eat or go talk or whatever, just for a little bit, because I know you got to get up in the morning and do your show for tomorrow. Her friend actually out loud, when I said, she goes, that's tattered. Why are you going with him? Are you serious right now? Mind you, they're all in like their husbands are very successful. They're successful. They make a lot of money. And they're looking at me like, why you? That's what she's actually saying out of her mouth. My head is like exploding with laughter. So now, the light is hurting my eyes at night. You might not be, if you decided to stay overnight, then you might not sleep well. That's what I said. And like I said, her friends, it's tattered. Why are you going with this guy? Are you serious right now? Why are you talking to him? Literally, that's what her friends are saying. So now I just said, hey, you can make your own decision. You can call me. If you know, whatever you want to do is fine with me, or I'll come up and I'll come down here to wherever, you know, you're staying over there at the place you're staying at. Either way, I'm fine. If I don't see you, I understand. You got to do whatever you got to do. I just figured I'd surprise you. Kind of flex a little bit. Just like even Vegas, I can do whatever I want. So now she actually says, I'm coming to your place downtown. I'm shocked after all her friends have been bad mouthing. What the hell you doing coming down there? So she comes down. You know what room I actually have? I told you guys a little bit already. It's actually the Asian suite where the Asian, the wooden carvings of the room is a wall which has Asian markings in it. And they actually made it like a maze to get around. So when you open the door and they have red lamps, like you see on TV, the red lamps is the lighting in the room. And the room has like this reddish background mood, Asian theme, like the dragons are on the carvings on the wood, dressers and all this stuff. And it's about 1,200 square feet. So I open the door and the carvings are behind me and on a wall. It's not really a wall. It's more like a, it's almost like a stand. And she opens the door and she sees the red lights and she sees the carving and she's like, what's going on? So then I open the door, walk in, she walks around the carving and now sees the actual suite. And she starts going, where's the light that goes buzz, buzz? I don't see that. I said, I know. Isn't that awesome? They gave me an upgrade. And she's like, what the frick's going on? So yeah, so we're downtown and I'm purposely having fun. Actually, sort of semi-mind games, but I'm having fun because I know tomorrow morning when she goes and sees her friends, she's going to say, oh no, his room was actually the suite that was Japanese style downtown. You would not believe it. And I know they're going to look at her like, why are you actually trying to make him sound like, why are you trying to act like this? We heard the guy say it's buzz, buzz, the room ain't that nice and all this. Sure enough, she told them the next morning and they're like, we don't believe you. We don't believe you. There's no room like that downtown. We already looked online. There's no room like that. And she's like cracking up. She's like, I swear. I'm laughing about it. I just had to tell you the story, but that is funny as hell. So that's story number 3. That's the last. Okay, I'll give one more. It's an easy one. See what happens when I start on my story night? One more. Here goes one more. All right. That was funny. Let's go for number 4. Number 4, it's New Year's. So I tell her, hey, we're going to go to New Year's at the Bonaventure in LA. Okay, no problem. Fine, that's cool. So we get on the plane. It's like, it's not the 30, it's the 30th. I said, let's go down to LA and go to Bonaventure. It's the 30th. It's one day before. So we get on the plane, drop down at LAX. And now what she doesn't know is I was referring to the Bonaventure in Weston, Florida. So now she's thinking we're going to go get our bags. And I say, oh, no, hold on. We actually got to go this way. Now, you know, LAX can be kind of weird and you really may not know where luggage is and all that. So I said, no, hold on. We got to go this way. So she just follows me. And we come out to this other side where there's gates. And I'm like, that's when I tell her, I said, actually, we're going to Miami. We're going to the Bonaventure at the Westin. Okay. Receipt number. I'll keep breaking them out. Bonaventure, Westin. I think I don't know if it's actually called Bonaventure. Oh, it is. It's Bonaventure Westin. I'm pretty sure. But anyhow, let's see. I'm gonna pull it up for you guys so you guys can actually see where it is. This is in Weston. This is not Miami. It's like 35 minutes to get to Miami, all right? Just so you guys know. But Weston is an affluent area that they built. Now, this is a while back, but around 1999 or 8 or something like that. So, of course, what we're going to do is we'll do some receipts. I'm giving you guys some travel tips actually right now too. All right, this is pretty cool. Check this out. This is Bonaventure Town Center Club. Check it out. Oh yeah, that's true too. All right. Now, I don't know why this says Town Center Club, but I thought this was their website, but I don't think it is. So we'll have to do something. Okay. Let's see. Town Center. Yeah, there's a Town Center there. Hold on a second. Let me, this isn't what I want. There's all kind of stuff. There's horseback riding. There's all kind of restaurant, bars. That's not what I want. Bonaventure. Let's see. Town Center. It's not. They're calling it Town Center Club now. That's weird. Okay. We'll call it that. I guess they changed the name or something. All right. So you guys can see, I'll just show you some of the amenities they have. Another promotional thing, I guess, but Weston it's like 35, 45 minutes from downtown. You guys, or South Beach. All right. So it's a nice little drive. Yeah, there's a tennis court about that. Yeah, there's all this nice, game room, kids room, bowling alleys, basketball courts, lakes, tennis. They have everything. Music, everything, right? So this is where we're staying at, right here. So now, thinking Bonaventure Hotel, Bonaventure, okay, Bonaventure, cool. The theater room, they have everything. I mean, this is just crazy. It's crazy. I'm surprised. They used to have horseback riding and all kind of things. So anyhow, this is where we're staying at, having fun, doing whatever, in Weston. Now comes the 31st. You guys know South Beach is going to be jam-packed. You guys know it's Miami, Florida. You guys know I'm California Kid. So what should California Kid do if he's in Miami on New Year's? So all of you are thinking the same thing she's thinking. How are you going to get tickets in a place on New Year's in Miami on South Beach and you just showed up? All right. So now we go to Washington Street where there's a few clubs. And so I stand in line. We're like 40 people back. I'm standing in line. A guy comes walking down the line. He stops. He grabs me. He says, "You're not staying back here." I was like, she's looking like, what the hell's going on? You're not staying back here. The guy grabs me. He says, "Come on, man. Let's go. You're getting in and I got you." She's like, what the hell's going on? So she's thinking that somehow I'm going to pay him to go in the club or get up front, or I don't know what she's thinking. The guy says, "All right, hey, in fact, hold on, let me escort you to where you need to go." And he's like, so he takes me upstairs where they're doing the video for the TV show for the New Year's is upstairs in this club. I can't remember the name of the club. It's just on Washington Street. It's a long, is Washington that long? I don't really know. But it's the place where most of the clubs are. There's like 2 or 3 clubs within that same area. It's almost like, I would say 6. I think it's around 6 or 7, somewhere in there. That's all I can remember. But anyhow, the guy grabs me out of line, out of everybody, with her, says, "Come on, man, you got to get in and go upstairs." So they have a TV show going on, and she's sitting there like, how the hell does this keep happening? We're in Miami, and he's still being treated special. Like, what the hell's going, who is this guy? But I always had my shag carpet with the mirrors and all that, and she can't figure out what the hell's going on. How is this happening? That's 4 times. I got more. I told you guys I got a ton of stories. But I just had to give you one of the funniest stories where she couldn't figure out for like years what the hell was going on. How is this happening wherever we go? And actually, I'm going to give you story number 5. So don't go nowhere. This is even better. Can you believe better than that? New Year's Eve, standing at Washington Avenue at a club, and the bouncer comes down and says, "You're not going to stand in line. Come on with me." And we're going upstairs, and he takes us to the VIP lounge upstairs, and we're in the TV show area. That's what happens in Miami. So now she's going like Miami, Sandy. She's counting all these spots. So I'm going to give you the last one, and then I'm going to bed. Here's the very last one. I have more, but tonight I'm only giving you this one, right? I told you guys I have more than 200 stories. This one is another one. So now it's probably year 2 that we're going out, maybe year 3. I don't remember. So now, though, my daughter comes with me to the ATL. All right? My parents are in the ATL. So since coming to the ATL, she can meet my parents. I've been seeing her about 2-3 years. Fine. My daughter's coming with me, my youngest daughter, and my nephew, who at this time, they are probably 8, 7, something like that. Maybe, yeah, probably 7 or 8, something along that line. So they're little kids. I wish I could remember the name of it. But anyhow, we go to a wine, when they came out with these wine bars, and in the ATL, there's a wine bar with the food and snacks and candies, and then the wine bar gives out like, little crackers and cheese and things like this, so you can do wine tasting or buy wine. It was, a hot spot in Buckhead, Georgia, which I didn't know Georgia, really at the time, markers. I just know where I'm going. So I have her, I have my brother, I have my daughter, my youngest daughter, and my nephew with me. And we're going down to this wine tasting place. Again, they have kids, they allow kids in there. Obviously, they can't drink wine, but that's because they have this area that has stuff in it. Little candies, little things that you can eat, and little drinks and stuff like that that's not alcoholic. So now we're sitting in there, we're doing the wine tasting, and they're actually bringing out food and doing whatever. And then after we're in there about 30 to 45 minutes, the lady comes out and she says, "Hey kids, you can go in that room over there," which is their actual place where they sell high-end stuff. They have statues, they have all kind of stuff. Some stuff costing $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. They're like, "Hey kids, you can go in there and get whatever you want in that store." She looks at me like, you can see her face. It's like, you're gonna let these little kids go in that high-end area over there just because those people said, "Okay, go over there"? She's thinking stuff's gonna break. She's thinking, "Oh no, this is gonna be disaster," but she doesn't say nothing other than look at me like, what is going on? This can't be happening right now. The kids are in there playing in a freaking high-end wine tasting room with valuables. Like I said, she's freaking out. She turns to my brother. She goes, "Does this happen all the time?" And my brother goes, "Pretty much." He just turned and said, "Pretty much," and said nothing. She looks back at me like, this can't be happening. That's the look on her face. The kids are in there grabbing stuff. The wait staff is just standing there like, "Yeah, you can get whatever you want in there." And she's freaked out. I'm sitting inside laughing. I'm like laughing my ass off. And now you guys might want to start asking, who is this guy? The same thing she kept asking is the same thing you're thinking right now. And by the way, the dudes in the DR, they're about to get fucked up. I'm like, they're about to get effed up for owing me money. I'm serious. It's about to be a bad affair over this next year. So anyhow, that was my fifth story. There's no more tonight. I have more. But the point I'm trying to make is you never know who is who. It's based on your character more than anything. It's based on how you treat other people, because you never know. Whenever you treat somebody and what you do, you just never know what they may do in reciprocation. For instance, I'm sitting down here in my friend's house, and like I said, we met, and I was like, how did we meet? I can't remember. And he's just like, oh yeah, I bought your mixer. Remember when I had the restaurant equipment biz? And I actually got a mixer because we were going to actually do a restaurant. So then it turned into can't do the restaurant, so now I got to sell stuff. He bought the mixer. And then it turned into, like I told you guys at the beginning, hey man, why don't you come out to the Super Bowl 50? And it's like 2 weeks before or something. I'm thinking like, nah, he ain't gonna be able to make that. It's 2 weeks. He can't get off starting this business plus has a job. But sure enough, 3 days later, hell yeah, I'm coming. And the rest is history. And now he says it was 9 years ago. Is that crazy or what? 9 years. And so he was kind enough to have me stay at his place for a few days down here in wonderful 70 plus degree weather instead of 45 and 35 in the ATL about 5 or 6 inches deep. I just missed it. Unbelievable. Just left at 4:30 or so in the morning. No snow, just a little rain. And then my brother sends me a picture like, hey man, look at this. And I'm like laughing like I'm in 71 degree weather. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyhow, that's the story for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll be talking next few days, Monday, 8:50 p.m. Make sure you guys show up. I appreciate you being here once again. I love you guys. Paulie C809, The Base, Padan, DSP, DMJ 911, Apartmentos, Hoshi Men. Hoshi's in the house. Very nice to see you once again, man. Hopefully you heard what I said and you have no part in this. You don't owe me no money, man. So you good. All right, you good. All right. There's some other people that do. We can't let them off the hook like this. They better come correct, Hoshi. It's about to be some mayhem. I'm just saying, we got to call it like it is. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully I'll see you guys later. Go over and check out some of the gear, stopstrugglingnow.com. If you want to join us in May 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Punta Cana Investors Forum, make sure you go to SSN Lifestyle or stopstrugglingnow.com to get some of those tickets. $199 per person. It does not include airfare or hotel. If you come, you should stay in the Los Corrales, El Cordecito area because that's where we come and pick up every morning at 10 a.m. and we're going to leave at 10:05 a.m. most of the time. So you don't want to miss it. Get over there, get your tickets now. The first 5 people pay $199.99. After that, it goes to $249, and it's worth every penny because when you get to talk to lawyers about anything you want, no charge for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, come on. If you get to talk with bankers about mortgage and financing and things like that, that's good. If you get to go to projects and be able to buy property, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, and people are actually going over projects, discussing payment terms, and so you get the lay of the land sometimes, in some instances during the Punta Cana Investors Forum. Some of the projects take you in a shuttle and go out to the project so you can see where it is 20 miles away, 20 minutes away, 15 minutes away. Just never know what each one brings. They're all different. And in 5 or 4 months, in about 5 months, you will know something a little bit different. Something will be new. Some law could be changed. Some new project could come out. You never know. And so therefore, it's always fluid, except for the lawyers. The lawyers never fluid. You got to talk with lawyers. If you want to start a business there, if you want residency, if you want to find out about real estate, you need to talk to lawyers, people that know what's going on. So therefore, we set you up in position so you know when somebody's talking to you, you'll know if they're telling you the truth. You can be like, hey, that's not what my lawyer said. And they're some of the best lawyers on the island, so we're not going to steer you wrong. And you don't have to do anything with them. If you ever decide to do anything, nobody's saying you have to be tied to go use them, nothing. We're not putting pressure on you like that at all. We're just trying to help you out. So with or without us, you can walk on your own, you can contact, you'll know things. So therefore, you don't need me. We're just trying to help you win, ladies and gentlemen. That's about it. So with all that said, make sure you stay safe out here, because you never know what somebody's going through. You never understand their conditions or mental conditions that they're going through. Some people could be depressed, other people could be happy, but just one wrong maneuver by anybody could make things bad. We don't want that for you. So with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.